How astutely the devil tempts us. Hopefully you've all read this before. Do not be afraid of temptations that benefit us so much. Remember that your virtue will be perfected by the infirmity of the flesh. People are always scared to death of temptations but temptations aren't bad. Temptations are what make us stronger. There isn't a temptation out there that can crush you. It's you who decides to fall into the temptation. That's what crushes you. It's you, not the temptation. The devil is too acute to tempt everyone in the same way. He attacks the wise in a manner more subtle, hidden manner, and takes different measures according to people's dispositions. He's able to read people. He knows what your common propensities are, what you're attracted to. You can move if you don't want to. You got to get Friars sunglasses for the morning meeting. That's that. Move outside the window. Outside the window. Keep going outside the window. You will do it. You'll get there eventually. How's that? And just move out of the way. I'm telling you. It's like that dog. It'll just sit underneath the wheel until you run over it. All right. How about now? Same thing. All right. So he attacks the wise in a more subtle, hidden manner, and takes different measures according to people's dispositions. So as I was saying, he watches us. He can see what you're prone to doing, the way you're prone to thinking, especially if you talk out loud to yourself when you're alone. He can hear it all. He can't hear inside your head. He can't hear your prayers to God. But he can read your face. He can see what's been going on. If you're someone that's deeply affected by what's going on around you, he knows what that is. So these are the things the devil can read on. He can start to use that to tempt you. When things don't make a lot of sense in your head, that's temptation. That's why in a time of clouds, you don't, In a time of clouds, make not haste, says the wise man, 𝐂𝐻𝐃𝐄𝐃. He does not treat all in the same way without distinction, nor lead them to commit the same vices by like means. This was shown to St. Dominic. I thought this example from St. Dominic, being it's his feast day, was a good one. When he saw the demons skipping about the table and the tables in the refectory, saying, a large portion here, a small one here, here a large one, there a small one. When the saint bade him explain himself, he answered that he had made some religious eat much and others little. Seeing that some of the friars were in a devout frame of mind, he inspired them to take no food, making them believe it would be a grave sin to eat while enjoying such grace, which would take the place of food. He did this to make them take twice the amount later on to make up for what they had missed. Therefore, no one should desist from taking what he needs, even when he feels unwilling, for he will merit more by eating than by fasting at another time. Do you see? The devil knows well that he must tempt a man to the sin to which he is most inclined, as the bird catcher spreads its net in the place that the birds frequent. David complained of this. In this way therein I walked. They have hidden a snare for me. So one must be wary. Go against one's bad inclinations and tread cautiously on dangerous roads. See, it has to do with understanding yourself. Learn from the birds that shunned the place where they were trapped, and remember that when the devil has once overcome you, listen to this, when the devil has once overcome you, though you rise again, he thinks he has a certain right over you. He acts like a good hound that gives chase more keenly after he has bitten the prey, thinking there can be no escape for it now. Since you have won alertness from your fall, do not be dismayed, but pluck up courage for it. Will bring you greater glory if you escape from the hands that once trampled you and can sing. The devil keeps to one temptation in many cases, having proved its efficacy like a good doctor who prescribes what he knows suits the patient. Satan thus feels almost sure of success. He tempted Christ in the same way as he tempted Adam, feeling certain of victory because his arms have been tested. If you wish to take the wind out of the sails, consult those who have overcome this special temptation, which will turn the tables on the enemy, for the same remedy can conquer the same temptation. When the devil meets with difficulties, he generally desists. Why does he desist? It's a humiliation to be beaten by a man. He generally desists for a time to make you feel safe, for you must never cease to watch and pray. Never feel secure. Then, so long as you keep firm, you will not be vanquished. You got to remember that God doesn't want any of you to ever fall into sin, so he's always going to give you the grace. And if you fight with that grace, but the grace is never easy to follow, meaning the remedy is not easy to follow. But it's absolutely possible to follow. So if you just do it, you're not going to sin. It would be tedious to tell of the devil's many ways of tempting people according to their characters and stations in life, time and places. Notice one thing. Deceivers depart if they know they are detected. They will leave anyone who does not keep his temptations secret, but makes them known, and will have nothing to do with them. Now that's exactly what happened to Charles Zetze, remember? He just kept having thoughts of that fat lady, and then he talked about it in confession. After that, he was freed from the thing. The humiliation of it, and he thought he was sinning. He was starting to worry that he was sinning because this constant thought that was in his head of the fat lady that had to walk past her house. When he finally confessed it, it just went away because it was all deception from the devil. Therefore, to overcome the evil one, reveal his suggestions to competent advisors, according to the wise man's words. If thou discover his secrets, follow no more after him.